Yeah, that's what I got. All right. Okay, we'll call. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Starting represent. They. Let them say their piece first. If that's not a problem.
Is that gonna be part of the agenda under 9 there?
Yes.
All right, I make a motion that number 9. Yeah, on our agenda here. Yeah. Right, and that's would be the Laurel View Estates.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. All right. So, Maria, are you on still?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
We can, loud and clear. You have the floor.
Okay, well, my client, Bert and Larry Hallisey from Laurel View are here on the line and they would like to make a statement to start off.
Okay.
Yeah, first, I can't really hear you guys, so I'll give my statement. And then we'll go from there. But as far as questions go, you have to speak up a little bit. So my family has owned Red Hill Park since 1972, and we have built Laurel View in 1997. My brother Bert and I managed the properties. And when we built Laurel View, we built it to the town of East Windsor standard subdivision specs. We asked the water company to build the residents of Laurel View directly, and they said they would. And they also asked us to donate the water infrastructure to them, which we did. At the same time, we asked the East Windsor WPCA the same question, and they agreed to build the residents directly. And that relationship has been in effect for 27 years, until late February, when it got a letter from your attorney notifying us that you were no longer doing that, and you gave us 4 months notice. We currently have leases in place that require the tenants that do not have a flow through for the sewer usage. There's only a handful of them, but they are in place, and we can't break those rules. So I'm a little confused as to why, after 27 years, the relationship is changing. I did not know there was an issue until the letter came. We've been neighbors and good corporate citizens, like I said, since 72, and until we got the letter from your attorney. And then shortly after the letter, the attorney proceeded to lien the property for past due notices from a handful of residents. So that's what brought us here today. We had to hire an attorney, first time since 1972, to deal with the town. But I understand things change. So I guess, that's my presentation. I was just wondering, why the change and why the short notice?
Well, I'm the attorney for the town of East Windsor, Water Pollution Control.
I'm sorry, do you have a volume? We can't hear, I can hear Larry very well, but we can't hear you guys very well.
My name is Michael Lanza. I'm the attorney for the East Windsor Water Pollution Control Authority. Thank you for your presentation, and certainly will discuss in executive session what you just brought to our attention. If I'll communicate with your attorney after this meeting tonight, sometime later in the week.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for the Halseys about the setup or anything else we could answer now that you have us here in terms of how it works?
I think you know, we understand exactly where you guys are coming from.
Yeah, I mean, we'd not like nothing better than to resolve, you know, try to reach an amicable compromise. We have the appeal, you know, case pending, but obviously, you know, to cut down on expenses and everything on all sides, we wanted to come to you first, as Attorney Lanza sort of suggested in our call, to see if we could maybe make some inroads without judicial involvement. So we hope that we can.
I just want to say that the problem we have, one of the problems we have, and a very big problem is, if one of the mobile home folks who lease property from you,
If I could correct you, they're homeowners, and they're manufactured homes, not mobile homes. And they pay real estate taxes, and the tax is real estate in the state of Connecticut and the town of East Windsor.
I believe that you own the real estate, the actual land, which the mobile manufactured homes are located.
Correct.
So what happens is, if one of these people who own a manufactured home doesn't pay, just so you know, the only recourse we have is to move to foreclose against you, the property owner, just so you understand that.
Well, they own real estate in town, so you currently lien their real estate. And to my knowledge, that's worked for 27 years. I've never heard of anybody, of you guys losing any money.
Well, we don't lose,
Uh,
we won't lose money because, you know, by state statute, we collect interest on anything that's delinquent. But I'm just saying that our recourse for delinquencies is a foreclosure action. And if I have to file a lawsuit for foreclosure, I have to file it against the person who owns the land, the property owner. And I believe that's you.
Well, the property owner is the resident. And that's who you've billed. And that's who you've liened for the last 27 years.
The resident doesn't own the land in which the manufactured home is situated.
No, I would agree.
So Attorney Lanza, how's that any different though than when you foreclose on a mobile manufactured home for non-payment of mortgage? It would be the similar situation. The mortgage is in the name of the homeowner, the mobile manufactured homeowner, just like this would be. That's the way it operates for mortgage foreclosure. So why should it be any different?
My understanding, the way the statute is written, that if I have to move to foreclose for non-payment of a sewer use fee, it's gonna be against the property owner, the landowner.
Well,
That's how I'm gonna proceed.
Okay, but I'm saying it's akin to mortgage foreclosure of a mobile manufactured home. And the mortgages are still in the name of the.
I don't want to, I don't want a legal argument with you, but.
No, I understand. I'm just raising that as a, you know, example.
Okay, you and I just have a disagreement on the understanding of what our rights are in terms of for non-payment, so. And I guess that's the way it is.
Okay, well, I have a question since, you know, you're taking questions. I currently received a bill of all the outstanding residents, sewer fees. And there's 3 residents. One of them was sold, and I believe that's the problem unit number 34 home. And then there's 2 others. So over a 27-year period, we're looking at 3 homes. And but there's lien fees on each one of them. So if you're only foreclosing on me in Laurelview, why am I being charged lien fees for each single resident? If you're not liening the individual real estate that they own.
The lien fees, and my understanding is they attach to the real estate. That's how I interpret the law.
Right, but I have your bill and I'm being charged lien fees for each home. Not one for Laurelview, but each individual home.
Because they're separate connections.
Right, that you billed to the homeowners. But my question is why would there be 3 liens on 3 individual pieces of real estate, the homes, if you don't believe that it's not their responsibility?
My understanding is, again, the responsibility is with the property owner, which is you. That's my recourse. If I have to file foreclosure action, I'm gonna file it against you as the property owner.
But you've liened their houses.
That's correct, but I still believe that you're ultimately responsible under the statute for these sewer user fees.
What's
is
the
this a new
statute you're talking about?
I don't know the exact statute. I'm just telling you my understanding. I can look at the statute, give you the citation. I don't know it off the top of my head right now.
And then the
Right,
other
but
thing is, oh, go ahead, Larry. Go
No,
ahead.
this seems to be a different interpretation than we've had for the last 27 years.
I can't speak for the last 27 years. All I can speak to right now is there's a lawsuit pending. I'm happy you brought to our attention your concerns, and we'll take it under advisement. We'll have an executive session, and I'll discuss more with your attorney after that discussions for the executive
The other
session.
thing I just wanted to raise, and we had posed this before, you know, while we're trying to figure this out, negotiate, whatever, we had asked if like the interest on these, you know, penalties and all of that wouldn't accrue because, you know, either we hold the money in escrow or there'd be like a stay, and I tried to get a stay and the court didn't allow it or ruled against us, and I'm hoping that we could just put a freeze on any accruing while we try to figure this out, because it's not really fair if we're.
Okay, I just don't think by statute we can waive those late fees. I mean, maybe by a court order, if a court orders it, maybe, but by statute, I don't think we have the ability to do that. We've never done that, and I don't think we ever will, unless there's some type of court order otherwise.
Well, no, I thought we could have an agreement, like a standstill while we try to figure this out. That's all, in a show of good faith, that kind of thing, but okay.
I don't think we can have an agreement for that. I don't think we can by state law.
Okay. Anything else? No. All right, well, please let us know. You know, I guess,
I'll be in touch with you.
all right, appreciate it. Thanks for the
Thank you for your
opportunity.
time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Make a motion that we return to the natural order of the meeting, starting with number 2. Someone needs to second.
Clear? Second everyone. Good. As long as we're clear, that's important.
We can discuss it anyway.
Added agenda items, we don't have anything, do we? So Acceptance of the minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of August 28th as submitted, 2024 as submitted. Let me talk.
About it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, gotta do that first thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll put out a second, I'll second.
Okay,
Thank you. Now it's open for discussion.
right.
Are there any corrections to these? Well, that's fine, that's all.
That's what this is for.
Anybody has any issues?
If you have a correction, this would be the time to
Speak
say.
tonight. Speak, or
The reason we have to second it is by the, what do you call it? What are the
Robert's rules.
Robert's rules, thank you. By Robert's rules to discuss a matter. If I make a motion, someone has to second it. If someone doesn't second the motion, there's no discussion.
motion does.
The motion dies. So that's why I sit here, I make the motion. We can vote minutes down, we can make corrections or whatever, but we have to get to the point of being able to discuss it. So all the second, first and second are really doing, I don't even have to agree with the minutes. But to be able to discuss them, we gotta open it up.
Go through that procedure.
That, yeah, it's all Robert's rules, the pain in the.
No, it's not.
It's a PETA.
A board process. It's
So,
a process.
If you got corrections, if you think something
Yeah,
should change, you
no,
should
I-
say.
My question is, are there any at all?
Oh.
I mean, who's doing the auditing to
You do it yourself. So if you read that,
You,
this whole thing?
no, just
the
these
minutes.
minutes,
Just the minutes that are,
2 pages long,
they're in here, you're saying?
right here, look, right
Page
here,
two.
page 2. You get them from Laura in your emails. There's
Those
one
in the minutes.
and there's 2. And if there's
2
something that you see is wrong or something that should be added or forgotten, now's the time to bring it up and we can add it.
We all have a chance to audit or to,
Say whatever we
Okay,
I
want.
thought it was maybe assigned to one particular person.
No.
No,
No.
I'm just doing this, if you, Steve Smith, when he was here, was the guy that seconded everything, and I made or he made the motions and I seconded it. Okay, if you'd like to take over either role. I can give you this, look, this is the cheat sheet for
Well,
us,
it's
so we
just
can keep.
expressing,
Yeah,
when
so-
gets a shot at it.
yeah, so something say in item 4 in the communications, you remembered something that Laura missed because she stepped out of the room. Okay, and I'm just using that as an example. Then you could say, we discussed this under communications, it should be added. And we revise the, what do you call it? Is it revise the motion?
Yeah, you can, no, not the motion.
The minutes.
Revise the minutes.
And then everybody votes on the revised
And
minutes.
then the motion gets amended.
Right.
Be the minutes as amended.
So yeah, we're at the point now, so if you have anything you want to correct, you can bring it right up. Okay, no problem. Take a minute to do that.
Yeah, rather you did that, than just skip it.
Yeah.
You get lengthy, if you're not gonna have time to do.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't talk a lot this week. Give me a break.
That's all.
Got started.
It's your opinion.
Steve used to kick me under the table at certain points.
I can't reach. Thumbs in the way. I got my,
Want to switch?
I do have my.
Hey, don't get him close to me, no. That's why I
I
sit
can't,
over
I
here.
can reach with that. Alright, so, happy?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if there's nothing to change, all in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, abstentions, we're done with that. Okay, communications, my favorite subject. Let's see what I've got. I have a few. Real quick though. I like to highlight them. Okay. Ellington is proposing. Changing their. Yes. See what it is, benefit assessment charge, which is like our FCC, I believe. And they
had one at $8,500 and one at $6,625, cause they do footage, we do a flat price. And Ellington also is. Oh, this is how they calculate it. New single-family and multi-family dwellings shall be assessed $1,875 per bedroom. Well, that's from your connection to the sewer, it's new, we're talking new stuff. Okay? And additions also will be $1,875 per bedroom, or increased bedrooms of 4 or more. The lateral charge is $1,000 on top of the other charges. So that's the kind of thing they're looking
That
at.
was multifamily too.
Yes. Single and multifamily. Okay, it's interesting. Now, this was a proposal. I don't know if they're doing it, but that's what's going on, so we'll share that. Not that it's a lot of fun.
Makes sense.
Let me see, is this gonna come up now? No. That's it. I'm done with that, I believe. Yes, I'm done with that. Okay, visitors, well, we don't have any. And public participation, there's nobody there. Receipt of applications, we don't have any applications, correct? And nothing pending approval. Legal for the moment, I guess we're set till we get to the end. IT status,
We had no call outs this month so
Sweet.
far. So, I like to consider that IT, I guess, in a sense, because it is our status of communication.
Yeah.
back to the
fine, yes,
Facility,
it is.
all of our checks have shown that we don't have anything going on stations that's not communicating back, so.
That's neat.
And again, continued, all the computers are working properly in the facility here, so.
Yeah.
No threats.
Fantastic. Okay. So that brings down FCC rate view. Now, and that's there, it's this time of year when we should be looking at our FCC rate and trying to fathom what kind of, is the rate we have, number one, in my mind, adequate? Because if people connect, or as anybody connects, our capacity availability gets reduced.
Two ways, right? We have our sewer system outside of the facility, and then we have what we can handle at the facility as well.
That's true. And what we can handle at the facility is an outrageous cost to make a change. Adding sewer pipe doesn't. make
There's a
that-
cost.
There's a cost, everything's a cost. So, yes, but that's more of a variable. You run out of capacity in the eyes of DEP, you're in trouble.
Well, at this point in time, and I'm just correct me because I'm not always up to date. We've reached as far as growth with the sewer lines themselves. Is there any other anticipated growth in the near future that we know? In other words, outside of the areas like obviously the commercial area, there'll be hookups. I'm talking like it goes so far into Broadbrook and stuff.
Go on streets,
Can we
Yeah.
extend our sewer farther? We would be review of our map to show where we do have availability to sewer. But currently, right now, there's nothing out there that has expressed interest to make us extend. I mean, if we did have to extend, we'd have to install another pump station.
Well, and that's why I bring it up, because
Yeah.
my concern
That's the
is,
money part.
I wanna make sure that any expansion that we do beyond where we are now, that the town is involved in assisting the payment of it. And the reason I bring that up is there's been questions about the North Road sewer line
Yes,
over the last year or so. And not realizing whoever's in charge always will have a question, but
Yeah.
when that was put down, it was Denise Menard was in charge, and she was absolutely right. If you don't have a sewer line, you won't ever develop that road. Unfortunately, Connecticut Water didn't want to drop their line at that point. It was a massive expense that the town, I believe, paid for. But in return, the opening of that economic area. And that's up to the town to develop. We're there, we're ready. So all that has to happen is someone has to come in and have a plan and build up Route 140. It's all set to go. And so that's why I bring up, we're not thinking of expanding into any new areas with our lines.
no, not on our nickel.
No.
Okay,
Well, is it the, X place where Walter Bass was working on, isn't that getting picked up? They're talking about that
I believe that's already part of the sewer,
plan.
right? In other words, I think there's already sewer running
There
up
is.
there.
Oh, they've connected.
Yeah,
At the plazas, you're talking about
Pastel Plaza.
that's all hooked up. They've connected.
right. Their big problem up there, which we tried to solve, but Connecticut Water didn't, they're run like Pura. They got somebody somewhere deciding if it's not financially right, we're not gonna do it. And Lori Whitten, myself, and the other person that used to be at zoning, was there forever, the secretary. We sat one night with the guy from Connecticut Water, the trench guy, and he told us, it's a good idea, we really should do it, but we're not gonna drop it right now. It wasn't in their financial picture. So that's what would have to go in there, but somebody coming in to develop, like if they develop across from the Noble, that's a big project going in. Who knows what we can negotiate or what might come
Well,
further down.
Basically with the water company, if anybody wants a water line, they put it in and pay for it.
Right.
Water company doesn't put in water. Period. That's their basic position today. And guess what? Eversource same way with gas.
Right.
Okay, we don't have gas or water on North Road.
No, that doesn't mean next year some private developer comes in,
Right.
wants to,
It puts it in.
that's what Mr. Chapman was offering to do from the other end.
Well, Chapman did put in water.
Right. From the other end.
Okay, so that was, that's the way it goes. Alright, so there's a couple of factors and I didn't have a chance to read it, so. 2 pages or?
So do you want me to kind of give a little
You can
background?
give
Paul?
an overview.
Okay, so the first page
Yeah.
is what was used to determine the 2015 increase
Yes.
from 49.94 to 6,500. This first page information. If you had a chance to, especially if you found you guys weren't here. We had made an adjustment, an increase in 2015. Art went off of the local areas of population that matched up with ours. Their user fees, their facility connection charges. He basically took out the lowest and the highest and put in an average, which is explained down below of what the remainder was, and gave that presented, and then the board ultimately selected 6,500 to go. That's the rate. Page 2 goes into there's a table right below the table. The original thought was to revisit the FCC every 3 to 5 years and adjust accordingly. I think you guys did probably kind of review it a bit and move on from not making a decision to change. So, what, between me, Ed, and Art, we sat down and tried to figure out what would be the best, I guess, calculation to use if you wanted to see where from that 6,500, where maybe if you wanted to change a rate, where would be an acceptable equation to use. So we thought that the CPIU would be a great choice. And so we took each year from that 2015 and went what the CPIU was that year and just compounded it all the way through. So if we had done that each year, 2023's, since that's the last CPIU we have, it would be at 84.99. And then down below, Art kind of put together a little bit of a summary of the one of FCCU's designed to reimburse the FCC for building. And then that last page is just, I think he took the full snippet out of the cost of clean water and included that in. Just more dialogue of the FCC, what it's for.
And I'm not suggesting we try to do anything today. Be kind to the justice. One of the things that I have in my mind is the value of a connection increases as our capacity decreases. Supply and demand. And the more we sell our capacity, the closer we are to an upgrade.
Or some type of improvement to the system.
So, okay,
Like I said,
whatever.
either outside in the field, outside in this, because I said
Right.
out in the pump stations, the streets out there, if someone wanted to say join into North Road, right? We had to bunch in, but the amount we took in doesn't increase this to the point where we're capacity here, but maybe School Street is at capacity, that line, to be able to get it here. Well, that would mean that we'd have to use most likely our FCC money
Yeah.
to dig that pipe up and
Right.
increase the size and put a new pipe
It's,
in.
but see, capacity is a global thing, but
Yes,
I mean, this is a key thing, right?
Yeah,
here
yeah,
at the
absolutely.
plant. Cause when you start running out of capacity here, then there's no way to add capacity conveniently.
no, the cost is obviously,
Very.
Percentages of the capacity of this.
We're, okay,
currently,
right now, it's.
where we're at running right now.
Yeah.
We are, probably in the mid 40%.
Left or
No,
What we're running at.
Using.
However,
Now, yes,
There's
so.
a however to that, yeah.
Yes, there's a few levels. One, now that's like right now.
and we're 3 inches off in rainwater this month. Just, that's
Yeah.
part of it.
So we get some, we come into say like the back half of the year and we get a lot more rain. We might be running at 48, 49%, 50%.
There has to be a safety margin in the whole thing.
Yes, the state.
Oh, yeah, well,
Mentioned,
yeah, the state looks at 90% over a time period. If you get to that level, you're gonna be told you're going to upgrade, and they don't care how you get the money. You're going to do it. Okay, and borrowing the money from them is no bargain. You'll pay forever.
Well, and then in the end, what you end up doing is increasing the overall cost to the consumer.
No
Because
question
they're gonna
about
pass it
it.
on, whether the town is part of the upgrade and the cost, or whether you're doing it yourself. It's gonna come out of the taxpayers, consumer, and that's what you don't want.
But that normally comes out of all taxpayers.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's separate, I mean, that's an extreme.
Yeah.
But over this year, I guess, when we had heavy rains, we were hitting some real problems.
so we could get up to 50. I know last year at certain times we were at 52%.
Yeah.
So I say there's another little small piece of that too, right? So we're running half the facility. So every time we go to that 50 and say we take in a bunch of people that wanna connect, right? if we go over and we're constantly over that 50%, we're at say 55, 60%, and we start seeing in the lab some not so efficient results, we have to put the whole second line or second ditch online, which dramatically increases the electrical cost and all the costs that would go towards maintenance of the equipment. Because now you're taking care of two pieces of equipment, process one section.
We also have no backup. Right now, we have a backup. Yeah. And we can go so many years here. Keep that one in good shape, be able to shift and then maintain the other one. But when you're running both, you don't have that option.
Now, you get over that 52%, you're saying. When you, if you do switch over, start using the second tank, do you divide that first tank in half for each tank?
So,
Or you
yeah,
do a
you'll
portion?
basically start allowing all the flow. You'll have a lot more detention time in throughout the whole process. But ultimately, both tanks will be filled to the same amount all the way up to the top. You'll just be holding everything a lot longer. But ultimately, you get over that thing, you're now have both clarifiers running. So your sludge intake theoretically should be increasing as well.
Yeah.
That you have to send out in the truck.
Basically, the system splits in half and goes to both tanks.
Yes, all the way through from the headworks, all the way through the whole process. All these spots have dual inline system that's interchangeable. So like Paul's saying, if we're on one side right now, if a piece of equipment is down or something happens, we have to work on it, we can switch to the other side and repair and then put it back, and we don't have to ever
Pour it all over to that side.
Yes, but if we have both all on, then we have a little bit more of an emergency situation because we need that side running as well. We have to work basically live with putting it down.
It's different, and it's gonna be more costly.
That's a
More
big jump
difficult.
going from 15 to 2023. It increased quite a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's what we're gonna look at. 'cause we also need to-
it doesn't mean we're doing
That's
any
a
of them, no.
numbers thing, but you
No,
also
I-
need
I-
to
I
remember,
realize that, but it's.
Because we usually,
Adjusted for.
you also need to.
well,
budget this.
yes, but keep in mind that the consumer price index, one of these years, it was 7% and 6.5. Those are very high numbers compared to what it was prior,
Yeah, but
okay? So,
these are hookups also.
no, I'm sorry,
These are hookups.
this is only, yes,
Yeah.
but this is
Okay, yep.
This is the consumer price index
Right.
that Social Security is based on and all that belong, right?
But you don't wanna discourage any.
If we were increasing at those rates, that would have been what we would have been doing. We got a couple of high interest, but understand the cost to the consumer for everything they buy went up by those percentages.
Yes.
And we're saying is, well, so did our cost.
Absolutely.
Repairs, equipment,
Oh, yeah.
the delays on buying equipment.
Yeah.
Everything has gone up. Outside services, the costs have gone up. So all these things have to be considered. As well as reducing the available capacity, which,
That's a big nut to crack.
it's complicated.
Can we do, and because I haven't been here long enough to do this over the years. Can we do a phase in of it? Other
you
words,
can do anything.
so in other words, if we decide this year that we will increase it by 1% every year from now on till doomsday.
But
We could do
this
that.
is all discussion,
Okay,
okay? Nothing can be decided now. It's too quick.
no, I'm
But-
just
but
asking what my
There's
options.
possibilities of doing.
Yes,
Right,
this
right.
was just an example of something that could be used as a guide,
Gotcha.
but it doesn't mean we wanna get that
Well,
final
I'm
number
thinking like,
tomorrow.
well, no, but I'm thinking like the user fee, once we rip the
Well,
Band-Aid
that's
off.
yeah,
Well, I'm using that as an example of discussion
Yeah.
purposes. When we had the user fee a couple years ago, John Mathis and I convinced Paul we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
yes,
And what we did is we charged, one year we charged a real price. This is what it really costs.
Yeah.
And then the next year it went up $2, $3.
Yeah.
I think we had our largest increase last year, which was $8 whole bucks, so we're
Yeah.
still under $450 a year.
Yeah.
Which, if we look at other towns, phenomenal increase, I mean, just
Well,
outrageous.
yeah, increases hit hard.
because they didn't pull the Band-Aid, and then when they finally did, it was too late.
Now,
Okay, so
way
that's-
too high.
That's what I'm looking at this here, where
So
Paul,
this is similar, we're
yeah,
not, I got you. The goal is not to get to a certain number, it's the idea is. We've been in one place for a long time.
Mhm.
But everything costs more, so we have to review it and consider, what are we gonna do? Because any new connection is increasing our cost.
right,
But they're getting it at the same price, that's a problem. Because we use that money to do major repairs.
well, and you get situations like you got with the Calamar up there. If the price had been increased before we renegotiated with them, we wouldn't have been renegotiating on a 6,500, it might have been 7,000.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
that's another reason, if we're gonna develop, we wanna get the most we can upfront, because of what goes on.
I mean, that's what this is all about. So it's gonna stay on the agenda. We'll talk about it again next month. We'll try to work out something that makes sense sometime in the next reasonable time period. That's what that's all about. Makes sense. Yeah, but it takes time to digest this stuff and think about it.
Do you mind if I do just like 1 or 2 more points,
Please do.
just for thought more than anything? So yes, this ultimately is kind of where things, right, you wanna get somewhere in that ballpark, we're just giving guidance, like you said, a way to get to there. The increases for each year, right, so we have a X amount of dollars in our FCC fund. Every year, our CIP is a certain amount.
Yeah.
Now, the ability to take that certain amount of your CIP and it stays the same, but to do the same amount of job in there with the cost increasing,
Yeah.
that amount of job you can
It gets
do in
less.
there.
You
is
get less done.
So
Absolutely.
that FCC
That may
amount,
have to go up too,
yeah,
okay?
That's for
The
a different
CIP is gonna
part,
tie
but-
into that.
yes, so as we get reduced our capacity, and the price of products go up, you have a concern with, are you charging enough? You don't wanna get too far behind with your FCC where you're dwindling down that FCC fund to the point where you're kind of hitting two heads at the same time. One, the cost that you're putting for your CIP needs to go up, but you're also getting closer to the point of needing an upgrade or some type of improvement.
Yeah.
That would be the concern there.
Well,
In the long term, it's very
but you
concerning.
also gotta balance always with the marketability of the town to new hookups. If
Yeah,
it gets
yeah,
too
yeah.
pricey, then a commercial guy, when they
Becomes
come
a
out and
problem.
look, they go north central Connecticut, and then they start looking at all the numbers, and
All kinds of things.
so I'm in agreement
Yeah,
with you,
yeah,
I just
absolutely.
know that we
Yeah.
can't go crazy, and that's why I was asking about a phasing type thing.
Right.
Maybe
If we
this
could
year we
do,
this
there's
and then.
many
work towards
options,
something.
Yeah.
many options.
Okay,
So rather than try to say, here's the number we gotta get to, it's more, we gotta make sure we don't fall too far behind. That's very important.
Just as a curious question. Is there any timeline down the road where you expect at some point we may need an expansion? That way down the road at the rate we're going? Although all those
yeah, I
variables
mean,
you
from
just
what I can
mentioned,
see,
Plant,
from what I can see, I've been here for almost 20 years. The development has not been fast in this town. So,
that's another problem elsewhere.
again, yes, I would say in this board, that's not really something we can control. All we can do is offer sewer and make sure that we're processing it properly. The development of the town is not, we've offered, like you said, North Road. We pushed for that to happen, so we've made our offerings out there, it's available. We can't do any more about
That's
that.
now, when we did the plant 30 years ago, we built it with a 50-year, in other words, we were getting all kinds of free money. And while the anti-development people didn't want it because they didn't see the value of commercial development, which is fine, they had an opinion. We built it, when it got passed, we built this sucker huger than we ever thought we'd need. The
Right.
fact we're just getting now to 40%, you said, is
It's
amazing,
We're
because
in
most,
the forties, yeah.
most places
Almost
that
half.
have built in the past, you know, within 15 years, they're having to expand.
But you got, look at Walmart, Big Y,
Yep,
those are majors, all those count.
Oh, yeah.
And without the upgrade, those could not have happened. There was no way it was
Right.
gonna work.
right.
So that was a necessity.
Well, and even the residents would have suffered without the upgrade, because eventually sewers fail and North Central isn't approving
Septic,
septics unless they're power septics, especially along North Road,
ton of,
because it's all sand
well,
or whatever, I don't
on
know.
North Road, their problem's gonna be sewers available, you're connected.
Well, but I had a lady yelling at me because to actually put in the new. I can't think of it. There was gonna be a power one,
Yeah,
and it was expensive and it had like a 5-year life.
you're talking about on a septic?
Septic, the
Oh,
power
yeah.
septic, it's
If
not
the
worth
sewer's available, you connect, you got a pipe, you're done.
It's not sand, it's mud, it's,
Mud.
Clay,
clay, yeah.
So the table's high over there, the water table's high. too,
water
right?
table's high.
Oh, it's above.
That
That
whole
whole road, almost all the way down.
Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
is there, is there enough property here to expand?
It's usable property. This is the trouble.
Wow.
As planning and zoning, they decide, we don't.
Would,
Oh,
would it
wait a
be
minute.
usable? Wait, a lot of it is zoned correctly, so all you need to do is be brave enough to go in and do the rest, which is negotiate with the town, give some land for free animals. There's a whole
Follow the
process,
process.
right?
That's
But-
how that.
But that's why I don't wanna outprice the hookups,
Yeah,
because then that's costly good.
possible to expand here, very likely could be.
This
Depending on
hookup on
what
North
zoning
Road.
people think. 20 North Road.
Oh, Colomar.
What kind of an impact is it gonna have on our capacity? I mean, as far as. the
Well, it's
flow,
100
What's the percentage?
122 units, however, their actual usage will be relatively low. That was calculated by engineers based on real circumstances in their other facilities that are.
Yeah,
worse
I
than
understand
this.
that.
Okay, so the amount of flow is what we care about.
That's, my question is,
Okay.
how much that flow will impact our percentage? Will it bump it up 1 or 2 or 3%?
So we're right now at about 800 to 900,000 gallons a day. I don't know what it is that they're going to
Colomar,
be adding.
it wasn't much. Cause that's why we negotiated on the facility connection charge.
Yeah,
We're not seeing a big change or big impact.
You see more from a car wash or a commercial thing of some sort. than you'll
Yes,
see
a
from
commercial place.
Same concept with water and stuff, yeah.
And sometimes 24/7.
Well, like a Dunkin' Donuts, they're using water on.
24/7. Always running.
This is a very sensitive thing to.
It
work on.
is, and you know, and on the commercial side, it's not their highest cost,
No,
depending upon their type of operation.
Ultimately too, in a development, if a developer came in, the amount that they're getting for houses when they're building them, this really, I don't think this is really something that would change their mind.
No, the
That's
only,
my
Not
opinion.
likely.
no, the only thing you wanna do is be competitive.
If you're getting $400,000 for a house, under $10,000 for a connection is whatever. And they
I
just
heard they're
deal with
building mini houses like me.
it. I don't know anything. So.
What, I'm
Do we-
gonna
do
get
we
one.
really wanna go
Are you
there?
kidding me? Those are big little properties.
All right, so that's where we are there. We worked on it and we'll work on it again. Thanks for the,
Yeah.
input, though. That's a big help. Yeah. All right, approval of the 2025 meeting schedule. Interesting that the town operates on a fiscal year, but we do our schedule on a calendar year. I know every department does it the same way. Not a criticism.
No, I think it has to do maybe with state statute or
Could be.
MOI, because you have to
Yeah.
give 90-day notice before January 1st.
Yeah, something like that. I know, it's a requirement, so we cooperate. But you have this,
I didn't get that.
Yes, you did. Did you say one? I don't know. Am I the only one who got it? I thought everybody got it.
I did, get it.
I'm assuming.
Mr. Chairman, anything changed?
No, it wasn't in the Staples part.
You didn't get it. Oh, yeah, I didn't certainly get it.
Where-
No, part.
Check.
Oh, I don't have this one.
Yeah, but
You can
Oh,
just say what it is.
Well,
The same thing as.
it's the last Wednesday of every month.
Well, but I wanted
Go ahead.
to discuss it, cause last year we wanted to change it to earlier in the evening, we changed it to 6:30. And not earlier to accommodate, Steve. And we were discussing a 6 o'clock meeting,
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm just putting it
I
out
think
there,
that's harder to meet.
okay,
That's,
leave it
we
alone,
went from 7 to 6:30.
I'm leaving it alone.
The time, I understand. The dates, I think, are whatever, it's the way we've been doing it forever. As long as I can remember. Yesterday, maybe.
That far back, huh?
I'm going, he said it, 'cause I was thinking, wow.
Was I at a meeting yesterday? Oh, yeah, planning and zoning yesterday, yes, I was at a meeting. Yeah, so other than that, the,
You guys,
schedule is,
you went to planning and zoning?
Yeah.
Did they approve?
well,
the-
he's on planning and zoning.
Did you guys approve the tractor thing?
No,
That's
it was
why you were there.
postponed. Steve decided to post.
But he had to fix a couple things.
Okay, well, that's all right, that's why we have to.
Thank you, Laura.
It's all working. You know,
Go ahead, you
the
can
good
fix it,
part,
why
the
not?
good part is, oh, another one?
Hey, don't argue, she's
You
giving
got
you one.
I had
So
one.
you get a duplicate, be happy.
I'll compare them later at the other thing. So that got postponed and he had some things to do, but he's working with the office and
Yeah.
taking care of the little
I
things that
think
could
it's a
trip it
positive
up.
thing, I'm
I think
excited.
it's fantastic. All right,
This December's a funny one.
no, that's fine. We don't meet in December. We schedule
I
a
was
meeting,
hoping to have
but
some
we don't do
New
it.
Year's Eve plans.
Although 6:30, I'm
Cross
sure we
December
could,
31 off.
we could probably get done by 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So
And you still have time to pop the champagne.
I'll be bad, what are you tired?
Me too. I don't know. I haven't seen it here. It's a lot of years. Anyhow. What we need is,
Make a motion to approve the 2025 meeting schedule as submitted.
I second that.
thank you. Any discussion?
6:30 works for everybody else, right? Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there you go, unanimous, we did it. Get that one off. 3-year review.
Not tonight.
3 years.
Not tonight. There you go. I would hope not. Bill sheet review, that's in your staples package. Couple of things here telling you where all the money is. And then you have the usual. I could never. All right, somewhere we got the summary. Which shows you that 25% of the year is gone and 22% of the money is gone. So we're pretty much on track, it'll never be exact. It's one of those things. They're fun, aren't they? Yeah, especially if they don't. There you go. That's the one. Yep, and you know, you can go down all the list of things if you wish.
I have one question.
Yes, sir?
Sludge removal.
Yes,
Kind of a curious question on that one. Is that our internal cost to handle, do all this stuff, or are we paying somebody to come and pick this stuff up?
oh, we can't do sludge. It has to be picked up and it has to go to an authorized facility.
So
to
it's
dispose of
another
it.
vendor or whatever
It's a vendor and
handles it.
it's expensive.
So how do they remove it out of here? They come in and suck it out? or
A tanker
whatever they
truck.
do?
So like a tanker truck?
Yeah.
Will come, they back over there, we have a pump that comes on and pumps it into the truck.
Oh, okay, so sucks it right out. Just like it's in the budget. Sludge removal. Yeah.
So the sludge removal is, specifically what the cost we pay per gallon that gets sent out. So it's not an interior, like, pump replacement, those things wouldn't come out of there. It's mainly sludge removal. Our contract with Synagro
So
is,
we're at the mercy of their costs.
Yep.
we have a contract, we set
Depending on
contracts.
how much we really process or develop.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's slight variable there, but that's probably not allowed.
But it's within the realm of the contract, and when you renew the contract,
Basically,
rates, you
the
Can work
rate,
that out.
the
the
rate
rate per
changes.
gallon is a contract with Synagro. Now, what we can do on our end is how well we use our bugs in our system to decrease the amount of sludge that needs to go out.
So progressively, it probably goes up a little each year, but that's.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know by how much, but it.
I mean,
it must go
if the flow is up, doesn't necessarily mean it means more sludge. I mean,
No.
if we have a rain event, we could be a
Water,
lot of clean
it-
water that
it-
will
it
process
takes
it.
out, yeah. But it does gradually go up
constant.
each year.
Well, there's a cost factor always, and their costs go up.
Yep.
And so all these factors, okay, in fact, they have to haul it farther now.
Yeah.
That part isn't our concern.
Well, it is, because it's part of their
It's
product.
part of their costs.
They're not
Okay,
dumb.
It comes
our
back.
contract
to us
is a
in-
rate, but
Oh, no, I understand
Ultimately-
that, but it's gonna expire. And we're gonna renew a contract at a different rate,
probably,
Yeah.
that's a good, like, yeah.
because their costs go up, our costs will go up.
They can take it out of here in one haul, or they have to come back for a second.
A lot of times we'll have two trucks.
Just
On,
in case, or
no, two trucks will come on Tuesday, one truck will come on Thursday.
3 trucks.
3 total trucks usually per week.
A week,
Wow.
a lot.
Or we, I was
Oh,
gonna say.
yeah.
I was gonna
It's
say,
funny you say
what's
that.
what's
When you
that
say
truck?
that's a lot, there's many facilities that have to have a truck out, multiple trucks every single day.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Well, and the more you expand.
Well, yes, that-
users,
that
then
is, yeah.
it's
So
not-
that's something that would go up. If we have our flows go up.
Yeah.
Our septic hauling will also go up.
These are what, 8,000 gallon tankers, or they?
We
larger,
take out
smaller?
6,100 gallons each truck.
Per truck. Okay.
That's that weight, because we have to push it out at a certain percent. That percent at that amount of gallons puts a weight on the truck, and that's the limit they can drive.
We'll
over
reach
the
this capacity.
The DOT regulations are on and on.
I know there's.
Somebody's
road
involved in
limits on
everything.
weight, yes.
And if you don't like it, they have to look at it. Anyhow, that's your budget summary. Okay, so
Good question though, Tom.
it's excellent, because that's where the money's going. And those questions are how we try to protect the ratepayers by not assuming everything's wonderful. Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay, superintendent's report.
I thought last month I was excited. I'm excited this month a little bit more. Okay, so. The 191 bridge project over by Scannick. The continued work over there, we have weekly meetings with the state DOT. Rotha's, who is the contractor doing the work, and Tim Coon, who is, Russo, the engineering firm. Going well, they made progress. If you haven't noticed, the road is passable by vehicle now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't, I'm not aware of that. That's,
Oh, it's
my question was coming
I
up.
think it's open forever, that's the sad thing.
Well, I mean, it'll close back down several more times
I've
throughout the
already
process.
been the voice saying, just don't get too happy.
Yeah. It should be open for quite a while right now, though,
Wow.
ultimately.
We're running out of days of this month. I'm just curious if we're bump up against
They
the.
were right on schedule.
I think they might open it a couple days earlier than what
Signs don't reflect it, but.
The signs are gone.
they put a
Really?
bag.
All the
over sign.
digital signs are gone.
and the ones that are in the
There's-
ground, they put a bag
Cause
over.
the one
There's
I,
construction
the one I
ahead,
had-
but that's
yeah.
because there is construction.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
but-
not finished.
But not in the
the
road.
one on the scan, around that last turn, to go down to that S turn down Hill Street there. I noticed that one was still there,
There's a,
but I didn't get down
there's a
on five
construction
to see the
ahead,
change.
but all the digital signs are now gone.
And there's no
What's that?
road blockage.
Let me
no
tell you,
blockage.
that's a big inconvenience for me.
Well, they
And I'll
had,
forget sometimes they get down to Norton Road and have to turn around.
but they had to do a big chunk of Scannick Road. Which you will see the patch. where
Okay,
it
yeah,
was
eventually
fixed.
when I get down
And
there.
they had to, because they had to put a sewer pipe in there from under the river across Scannick Road to a manhole. and they
Linda
did
sits
that.
together and enjoy peace and quiet. She
So-
lives on one.
Well, now she's got a house across the street where her garden used to be. And by the way, when I went by there tonight, there was a turkey out there trying to figure out what's happened here.
The garden with all the food in it.
There's a house here now. They used to eat there. Now they're not. Oh, well, that's life, it moves on.
So just have to adapt.
We continue the book, there's more page each time someone goes out, they're adding stuff in. They've installed and pressure tested the line going from Scannick halfway into the river. And that passed, and they've encased it in concrete that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
They've moved over to the other side, and they got their way out into the middle, and they've put the sewer line in from the middle to make the connection out of the river to the bank. They pressure tested that, it passed, and they've encased that part as well.
Oh, nice.
So the new sewer is from Scannick, the new manhole they put in, and it's going all the way to the other bank on Old Ellington.
Yeah.
So they're done doing anything in there.
They still have sheeting in the river.
The low
Things to do.
water level on the river, did that help them any?
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
They had, at one point, they had 3 pumps trying to pump water out on the Scannick Road side. When they started, they couldn't keep the water out to actually be able to get in there, do anything.
So it's gone down considerably the last 2 or 3 weeks.
How long's it dry?
It definitely helped them out. I think that's why they worked really fast to try and
Yeah.
get those section in.
Before the waters come back.
Absolutely, because at any time you could have an event that would dramatically
Right.
increase that.
Yes,
One time to do it. depending on what's-
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, it depends on where, too. You get rain up north, not even here.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the water.
Summer's out that way, that's the watershed area basically for the scan.
Yeah.
Into Long Bear.
That's right.
It's up at Mass.
So that's, we're in good shape there. Like I said,
Please.
we have a meeting tomorrow morning, with the guys out there at the street. So we'll discuss more where they're at progression wise and get closer to finishing our portion. Initially, the first part of our portion. Wet well cleanings, we had Mill Pond and Perry Lane this month, both went fine. No issues like we don't normally do. We have sandblasting going on this clarifier on this side over here. So ultimately, all the metal inside of the clarifier, all the rotating assembly in there needs to be reblasted, repainted to preserve the metal in there. I think it was roughly somewhere around 10 years ago, we had it done. It's at the point where we have to do it again before we get to, we have to be replacing it all. So they've been working on sandblasting, and they are currently at the point of, they applied the first coat of the primer and they applied the second coat yesterday. They came in today, it was still a little tacky, so they left it, did some cleanup inside. They should be back Friday, hopefully, in the next couple weeks, we should be completely done with that project. It's, the staff is working really hard at providing, so we're providing the confined space. We do an excellent job of we love to do it. Feel that we can give the safest protection to them up there. The only downside a little bit is we have to manage that plus do all of our other duties here at the facility and the pump station. So it gets a little hectic with the schedule of making sure we're allowing all that to happen still.
Trying to balance it.
Yeah, yeah, cause we don't wanna have guys up there for an extended period of time where they're either getting fatigued
Mhm.
and they can't stay alert and focused on what their job is up there.
Yeah, that.
Rotate them out,
Yep.
about every hour. Hour up there, you come out, someone else goes up. Spends an hour. Moving on to the next part, the exciting part. So, I reached out to the high school in town here. And sent something to the, I forget what part I initially sent it out to, might have just been the high school in general, so like their. Well, I think I found the generic, email to send it to.
Okay, yeah,
And I kinda just said, hey, we're East Windsor, I'm Steve from the East Windsor Water Pollution Control Facility. We'd like to kinda see if there's anything we can do to help with the school system and getting anything like tours, anything, what can we do? The science department reached out, Mr. Mosier, he thought it was a great idea, forwarded it to the other science teacher, the principal and the assistant principal. I got an email back from the assistant principal saying that they were gonna try and see if there was something that we could work out together.
yeah,
And ultimately, I got an email yesterday, saying they're having a Pathways Advisory Board meeting September 30th. And they wanted to invite me to it.
excellent.
Nice,
So,
great.
working to offer exposure to seniors interested in science and
Yeah.
biology. That was basically what they want to do is create experiences in almost internships or something to get kids experience and exposure to real life
It's
jobs.
biological process, that would be great.
So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna bring Kim from the lab with me because she does a great job in the lab, and she's gonna be a big part of whatever we can do
Yeah,
to help.
yeah,
And she's sharp.
So,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that on the 30th. We're just gonna go in with an open and see what they got,
Right,
right,
and just work it out and see if there's anything we can do to help.
expose them to,
Yep.
that'd be fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Once it
It'd be
gets
really, really
started,
cool.
it may go on continuously.
Yeah. Plus,
Really
ultimately, it would put all of us in a really good place with the education department as well. We're trying to offer and provide services to.
and I think the school system, what I'm seeing, under Superintendent Trudeau, there is, they're trying to expand their horizons as far as what they expose the kids to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this fits in with what they're
Perfect.
doing.
Yeah, they seemed excited too on their end. Yeah, Barbara, Kaminsky had reached out.
To teach in the real world.
Well,
A little
just-
bit of the real world, not
They're,
too
they're
much.
trying to give the kids more than just, go to college and that's it, cause that's what it is. It's not everybody going to college.
No.
Windsor is a community college, but their
Yeah.
trade program is
What's-
what's really
that's the
kicking
key,
up
sure.
there.
Yeah, yeah. Ultimately, you could put this kind of in a trade
It is.
to an extent.
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be. There's a lot of, computer technology,
Yes.
and the SCADA system itself basically runs.
Right,
majority
right,
of the
somebody
facility.
could get a profession just doing that and that's
They do.
not big enough.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, excellent, that
Um,
is so great.
Yes,
Maybe you should be also talking about the computer side. Kids
yeah,
are-
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the computer kids.
Once you get them in here.
Yeah.
See,
They're thinking
they
about-
get to
they're
see
thinking
it all.
about more biology.
Well, yeah, I started there, but ultimately it's a way in, so when we go to the 30th, they're probably gonna wanna, okay, what do you guys do there?
Yeah.
Where do
Right,
you
and
touch
the
on things?
Teachers are gonna want one item up front because that's what they can handle.
Yeah,
and expand it.
so, yes, absolutely.
So they can
Computer
take-
technology is very important. Computer IT is very important itself.
Right.
As you guys all know, you guys have spent many meetings discussing the importance of
You
security
can't run without it.
in this facility.
It's that simple, okay?
Absolutely.
This facility wouldn't work without technology.
So like I said, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you should be.
That's great.
Oxidation ditch upgrade continuing, the plant up here is
Yeah.
part of the plant. The meters and probes have all been installed by Julio, one of our operators. TNT Electric, with the assistance of our operators, ran new wires from this admin building through the network of manholes up to the ditch, both sides, so we have new power to supply all the equipment and our 4 to 20 communication wires up to all the equipment as well. Hoping to have all this information visible through our SCADA by the end of next week,
Wow,
up and operational.
nice.
That's the goal and plan. Tuesday, our other integrator that we have, Randy Robbins, will be out to make the hookups of everything. So that's exciting as well for the lab, especially she has to have a lot more control and an understanding of what's going on out in that ditch.
Yeah.
Better than we already do that now.
The ditch, what is this?
So the big concrete thing out there, the oxidation ditch,
Okay.
that's filled with
Why don't we have a picture of the point in here? So we can point at things.
1.29 million gallons is in that up there.
That's where our Stargate is kept.
Yeah, it opens up and
We got round
So-
things and we got ovals. Okay, the ovals are the day squares. No.
You know, there's all clean water there, great swimming.
Oh,
you
boy.
wouldn't be surprised how many people think this is the water plant.
Really?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, to find out.
Yeah. So lastly, our nitrogen results. I like to add this in every month at the very end. Our permit limit is 59 pounds per day. August monthly pounds per day is 18. 20 was last month's. And our running average for the year is 45 pounds per day.
Nice.
Last month it was 40, so we brought it down.
Yeah.
Again, the water being less, the rainwater being less, infiltration being less, that helps as well.
Yeah.
With getting at it. And that's the end of,
Super.
well, the end of what I wrote down, but in our
Okay.
packet,
Yeah.
there's I don't know what color this you'd call this, beige maybe? In here is, this is what we got, because, so,
Yeah.
not a long story short,
Oh.
we get a nitrogen credit if we are under our limit every year.
Excellent.
Now, if you're over your limit, you gotta pay into the state. It used to be subsidized by the state of Connecticut, and that number would be a lot higher.
Oh, it used to be.
We have it down on the board down there, what we get, yes. But now it's not, it's just offset versus in and out. So, I mean, we still get something though. We're really not doing anything different in our process. Yes, we're not spending any money to make it specifically drive down this number.
No.
We're just trying to run our facility as,
It just works
All
out to
around.
be that way. This money is coming from the plants that are over their limit and have to pay.
yes.
This is enough for the commission to go down.
I don't wanna hear from a lot of things.
Okay, so that's the end.
You think you can afford wheels and some out here? For the chairs?
Yeah,
Well, so we never
For
get the
the amount
employees out
was
here.
$1,168.
They'll have races in the hallway, come on.
Rolling.
Or if you think it's.
Sorry I brought that thought up.
Yeah, trouble.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
We're not ready for transfers yet. I take it. That's okay. All right, so now we gotta go back to the motion list.
Make a motion to.
Well,
Huh?
We
Am I wrong?
need to suspend the regular meeting.
Oh, I don't have that on my
I
list.
know that, you can do it.
I make a motion to suspend the regular meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Uh,
Okay. We can do the other one.
Okay, I make a motion to enter into executive session